Disney's DuckTales is a franchise loved for its iconic cast of characters, its legacy of classic adventure stories, and for being a beloved mainstream translation of decades of comics, characters, and stories that, despite Walt Disney's corporate mascot, are in many ways more popular than Mickey Mouse himself. These amazing characters and stories are important, for sure, but there's one other element of DuckTales that's sometimes overlooked: the music. And, of course, the theme song for DuckTales itself might very well be the most catchy jingle ever made for a cartoon ever. But it's far from the only iconic piece of music inspired by Disney's ducks. And we could talk all day about the Three Caballeros, but that's not what this video is about either. Let's skip over all of that and cut to the chase. Video games. A new piece of DuckTales music history was just uncovered. A lost song from an early version of the DuckTales NES game. That may seem like somewhat of a minor find, but long-term fans of DuckTales know that that 1989 Nintendo game is more than just a tie-in for a 90s era cartoon. It's one of the most iconic and classic Capcom platforming games of all time, and largely regarded by many circles as one of the best NES games. It frequently makes top 10 and top 100 lists. It's easily one of the most revered Nintendo games of the era, and it was more than just a joy to play. Its music was incredible, from the creepy chiptune song that underscored a dark castle in Transylvania, or funky overtones of the Amazon jungle. Almost every track in this game is memorable and fantastic. It's also the home to a song almost as famous as the DuckTales theme song itself, the Moon Theme. Or as fans of the DuckTales 2017 reboot might better know it, Della's Lullaby.
Face each new sun with eyes clear and true, unafraid of the unknown, because I'll face it all with you.
Looking back from the year 2021, it's almost unthinkable that a song written for a 1989 video game about a rich duck traveling to space in search of treasure could become an emotional hinge point and the inspiration for the character of Della Duck. If one song from one level of one old video game could become so integral to the fandom that it could help inspire new stories in of itself, what else could be hiding in the lost tracks from that same video game? Well, you've actually been listening to the answer for most of this video. The folks at the Cutting Room Floor, a site dedicated to preserving unused and cut content from video games, recently found a new song in an early DuckTales NES prototype. A new, jaunty tune designed to play over the game's map-based level selection screen. It's a very different take on that scene than what we got in the final game. This is a song that's upbeat and jaunty. It's something you could dance to. What we got in the final game originally, back in 1989, was something a little more contemplative. What's exciting about this is how valid both of these songs are for that level selection screen. One is a robust, upbeat song, a sort of call to adventure that demands action, and the other is a slow, serious, contemplative song, where Scrooge McDuck is carefully looking over a map and planning where his next big adventure will be. It's a small piece of Duck history, but still an exciting one to see uncovered after all these years. Which I found out about myself from Ian Walker at Kotaku. If you want to know more about this story, check out the links in the description below, both to Ian Walker's coverage on Kotaku and the original Cutting Room Floor article. If all this is news to you, and you've somehow never played the original NES DuckTales video game, you should definitely check it out. Getting a hold of this game used to be a little tricky, but a few years ago, Capcom and Digital Eclipse released the Disney Afternoon Collection for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. It has pretty much every classic Nintendo game made for the Disney Afternoon cartoons, And it's really affordable, it hardly costs anything, and it's even got some of the really hard to find games. DuckTales was a common game, but DuckTales 2, that game, if you're a collector, is rare and expensive, as are Chip and Dale 2 and a few of the other games in this package. If you want to play these classic Disney Nintendo games, it's easily the best way to do it, and it's easy to find. That's it for this quick video though. 2021 is off to kind of a slow start for DuckTales news, but don't get too used to the big gaps, because really soon the DuckTales crew is going to start releasing the last episodes of Season 3, and while I'm sad to see the series end, I'm really excited to see how they wrap all this up. In the meantime, I'm hoping to get a few more videos like this out with some fun facts, or maybe look at some old comics. But until next time though, thanks as always for watching, and take it easy, Internet.